5 military planes, 15 experienced aviators, and a routine training mission that ended in one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. How could a squadron of U.S. Navy bombers vanish without a trace in the middle of the Atlantic? What force could wipe them off the map and take the rescue plane that searched for them too? This is the story of Flight 19, a chilling tale that begins with a sunny afternoon in December 1945 and ends in the heart of the Bermuda Triangle. A story of confusion, fear, and unanswered questions that still haunt us today. December 5th, 1945, began like any other day at Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale in Florida. I was stationed there, part of the ground crew assisting with training operations. That afternoon, a squadron of 5 Grumman TBM Avenger torpedo bombers prepared for a routine navigation and bombing exercise. The mission was designated Flight 19. Lieutenant Charles Taylor, a seasoned pilot and World War II veteran, was in command. He was joined by 14 other airmen, all with varying levels of experience. The plan was simple: take off at 2:10 p.m., fly a triangular route over the Atlantic, practice bombing runs near the Bahamas, and return to base. I watched them taxi down the runway, the hum of the engines filling the air. The weather was clear, visibility was excellent, and the mood was calm. No one, least of all me, had any reason to think this day would be any different. At first, everything seemed routine. Flight 19's planes took off and headed east over the ocean. By 3:30 p.m., we received a standard update from the squadron. They had completed their practice bombing runs and were turning to begin the second leg of their journey. But then, something strange happened. Around 4 p.m., a garbled radio transmission came through. It was Lieutenant Taylor. His voice was calm but laced with confusion. "This is Flight 19. We seem to be off course. We can't see land. Everything looks strange. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should." I remember the shift in the air at the control tower. People began to gather around the radios, exchanging worried glances. Taylor's transmission continued, becoming more erratic. "We don't know which way is west. We're lost." The base tried to guide them, asking for their position, their heading, anything. But Taylor's responses only deepened the mystery. He claimed that both his compass and the backup were malfunctioning. He wasn't sure where they were, just that they were flying over water. The sun was setting and the tension in the control room was palpable. Outside, the sky darkened, and the once calm weather began to shift. By 5 p.m., it was clear Flight 19 was in trouble. The base scrambled a search and rescue plane, a PBM Mariner with a crew of 13. We all hoped this large, well-equipped aircraft would find the missing bombers quickly. But as the hours passed, it became evident that something was horribly wrong. At 7:27 p.m., the PBM Mariner reported its position and set out over the ocean. 15 minutes later, it vanished. No radio calls, no distress signals, just silence. The next morning, search crews scoured the area where the Mariner was last seen. All they found was a thin sheen of oil on the water. Another plane had disappeared, and now 28 men were unaccounted for. I'll never forget the mood at the base that night. It was as if a shadow had fallen over us. Everyone seemed haunted by the same question. How could 5 planes and a rescue aircraft simply disappear without a trace? Theories began to circulate among the crew. Some said the planes had been caught in a freak storm and plunged into the ocean. Others whispered about magnetic anomalies in the Bermuda Triangle, a mysterious region notorious for strange disappearances. I didn't know what to think. But as I looked out at the vast, dark ocean, I felt an inexplicable dread. It was as if the sea itself held secrets it wasn't willing to share. In the days that followed, the Navy launched one of the largest search operations in history. Ships and planes combed over 250,000 square miles of ocean. But there was no sign of wreckage, no distress signals, no debris. It was as if the planes had been swallowed whole. When the Navy released its official report, it offered no definitive answers. The disappearance was attributed to causes unknown, though the report hinted at navigational error. But even that explanation didn't sit right. Flight 19's pilots were experienced, and their TBM Avengers were durable, reliable planes. And what about the rescue plane? Could a navigational error explain that too? In the years since, countless theories have emerged, each more unsettling than the last. Some blame the Bermuda Triangle itself, citing its reputation for mysterious disappearances. Could electromagnetic anomalies or rogue waves have disoriented the pilots and sent them to their doom? Others suggest human error. Perhaps Lieutenant Taylor's compasses failed, and his confusion spread to the rest of the squadron. But there are darker theories, too. Some claim the planes encountered a portal, an opening to another dimension or time. Witnesses on land reported strange lights in the sky that evening, fueling speculation about UFOs. And then there's the idea that the ocean holds secrets we can't comprehend, vast forces capable of swallowing planes, ships, and men without a trace. I often think back to that December day, to the faces of the young pilots as they prepared for what should have been a simple mission. Did they know, as they taxied down the runway, that they were flying into history, into legend? The Bermuda Triangle remains a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that even in our age of technology and exploration, there are still mysteries we can't solve. Until next time, remember, not all who are lost can be found. Stay safe.